I say good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
I'm trying not to. I'm holding it in. You have another blessing this month that you will not have your quizzes for the month of October either. I'm giving you a rest for September and October because of so many things and events that we have. But in November, we'll start back again and we'll get back on track. And so I just wanted to let you know we're giving you a reprieve for that. So maybe some of you might get a chance to catch up, just the extra work to do, just for the sake of. And others that are already on top of things, you just continue to keep yourself prepared and ready. All right. Tonight, we start with a new section. We just ended up talking about marriage. Just spent 5.5 months going over the intricacies of marriage. What makes marriage, what marriage is all about, what constitutes marriage, what's the covenant of marriage, what's the responsibility in marriage of the man and the woman, and how that works. Well, tonight we're going to start talking about music. We're going to look at music. We're still under the section dealing with the church. We're looking at now the church in response to music. How music is in the church, how music is supposed to be incorporated within the church, how music is supposed to be displayed within the church, how music should be played within the church, what's the responsibility of music within the church, and how we are to utilize music within the ministry of the church. So we're going to look at music, its origins, where it came from, and then we're going to look at its effect throughout the Bible of how music was incorporated, what it did, how it worked, and then how we as Christians should be utilizing music. Because there's a specific type of music that we should have. Amen? Amen, lights. Because I know we like music. And we like music. Period. Music. And we look at all types of music. And we listen to every fashion of music. But the Bible is very specific about what music, especially saints, should be listening to. And we're going to get into that. Because we look back at the Old Testament, we're going to look at what type of music did they play. I guarantee you it wasn't, no matter. I don't think the walls of Jericho would have come down with some of that stuff. But we're going to look at the effect of music. If I'm a saint, how does music affect me? How does music incorporated in my life with my reading of the Word? How does music set the atmosphere? In church service, why does the musician and the music come first? Why do they come last? Why don't we have the message first and then have the music afterwards? Why is it that you have the music, the praise and worship? Why is that first? Why is that the first thing that bellows when you come into church? What's the purpose behind that? That's what we're going to be looking at. Like I said, however long it takes, if it takes to the end of the year for us to finish it, we'll finish it when God says so. But we want to take our time in this and go through every piece of this information concerning music. Well, the first thing we're going to deal with is the definition. That's always what we look at first. We look at the definition. And this definition is based upon the Bible dictionary. And the Bible dictionary looks at words and takes them in their origin as Greek or Hebrew and gives us a definition based upon that. And this is the definition that I'm pulling from. It's the definition that I'm getting out of this. It comes from the word symphonia. Which is a symphony. Made up of sounding together. Music is a symphony, a symphonia, made up of instrumentation. It's made up of instruments, and voice, which make a symphony. They work together. They work in correspondence with one another. If a person is singing, there's music behind them. The music behind them brings forth a symphony, a working together. They sing in a certain key. The people behind them play in a certain key. The tempo is set. The melody is set. All of that is done in order to make music. If a person sings a cappella, normally there's a group of people, like Take Six or Commission, that sings a cappella. And when they sing a cappella, they sing in a harmony. That is a symphony. Harmony, symphony. That's the same thing. It's through sound or through voice that they're making a symphony. Because they're singing in a way in which you got the altos, the sopranos, and the tenors, and they're singing in a harmonic mode. No instrumentation, but their singing makes the instrumentation because of the way in which they keep their notes. So you can have just an instrumental with no voice, and it's just strictly instrumental. It's still a symphony because you have various instruments that's being played. So you can mix the two together, or you can have the two separate. Like Ben Tankard, there's a lot of instrument, quiet time players. They do a lot of instrument of different songs. They just do instrumentation. So you can have them separate or you can have them together. But they make a symphony, a sound that is melodious to our ears. Something that we want to hear. Something that we want to bring forth into our lives. And either the words or the instruments will stir us, will drive us in a certain way, will give us a certain amount of inspiration as well as direction. Because that's what they do. Music. In the Bible, there are three basic There are three basic types of music that's mentioned in the Bible. There's psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. And this is found in two scriptures. In Galatians 3:16-17 and Colossians 2:19.